Hello everyone, welcome to Barca News. It is July 1st, 2025, and Barcelona's other Crow is set to accept the 100 million euros for the VIP seats. Also, Ansu Fati's exit or transfer has been confirmed, and we're going to talk about how much space he has cleared on Barcelona's wage limit. And finally, Nico Williams is back from vacation as Barcelona are set to activate his release clause this week. We have a lot to discuss. So let's begin. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Mo. We'll begin this video with great news because Crow, Barcelona's other, is set to accept the 100 million euros for the VIP seats deal. Now, as you know by now, Barcelona sold the rights to some VIP seats at the new Spotify Camp Nou at the end of December in exchange for 100 million euros. And once that money came in, La Liga approved Barcelona's deal and placed them under the 1-to-1 rule. But later on, Barcelona's other Crow said that those 100 million euros could not count because the seats were not built yet. So Barcelona had then to inform La Liga, and as such, La Liga removed Barcelona from under the 1-to-1 rule. But now the seats are finally built, and Barcelona expect, or I should say Crow now, have reportedly decided that they will be counting the 100 million euros as income for Barcelona. And this is huge because this is a huge step for Barcelona to achieve the 1-to-1 rule, because they had already achieved it when the 100 million euros first counted. Then they didn't anymore, so they weren't under the 1-to-1 rule anymore. But now, once it counts again, Barcelona expect to achieve the 1-to-1 rule in the next few days, which will be crucial for Barcelona's plans to register players like Joan Garcia, Nico Williams, and Rooney Bargi. And of course, we're going to be talking about Nico Williams, so keep watching this video. Now, on to the next bit of news, because Barcelona and Stuttgart have both confirmed the news that I broke to you several days ago, which is that Noah Darovic, the German midfielder, has officially been transferred to the German club. Now, Noah Darovic arrived in Barcelona 2 seasons ago with lots of hype, lots of promise. Everybody thought he was going to be, the next Pedri or the next big thing in the midfield. Unfortunately, after 2 seasons, he simply could not make it in Barca Athletic. And as such, Barcelona decided this summer to instead offload him, since he only had 1 year left on his contract. And while the move has now been confirmed, as Noah Darovic has been permanently transferred to Stuttgart for 2.5 million euros. And Barcelona confirmed this through their social media accounts, and Stuttgart also confirmed this through their social media accounts. So this move is now official. Noah Darovic has left Barcelona. But that's not the only player whose departure has been confirmed. As I mentioned in the intro, Ansu Fati's transfer has also been confirmed. As I reported yesterday, I told you that today the announcement would be made official, and well, lo and behold, both Barcelona and Monaco making the official announcement through their social media outlets that Ansu Fati has been transferred to Monaco on a 1-season loan, where Monaco will have an 11 million euro option to buy at the end of the season, and where Barcelona reserve a buyback clause worth 28 million euros. Now, of course, the question is how much Ansu Fati will free up from Barcelona's wage bill, because as you know, Ansu Fati had a pretty big salary, and that's why Barcelona were trying to offload him somewhere else so they can clear that space on their wage bill and can use it towards the registrations of other players like Joan Garcia or Nico Williams once he is signed. And don't worry, I've done the math. Now, Ansu Fati will approximately clear 8 million euros of Barcelona's books, and I did the math and I decided to make a slide about it because it's a little bit more complex than just saying 8 million euros. Now, this is how much Ansu Fati was earning before he extended his contract. He was earning 14 million euros per season gross. And as you know, he had a contract until 2027. So there were 2 seasons left on his contract. So 14 million euros per season for 2 more seasons. That's, of course, a total of 28 million euros that Barcelona were set to pay Ansu over the next 2 years. Now, Ansu Fati did extend his contract before leaving. This has been confirmed by the club. He extended it until 2028. And this allows Barcelona to Well, divide the 28 million euros that they owed him over 3 years. So 28 million euros divided by 3 seasons, that's 9.3 million euros per season. So now all of a sudden, Ansu Fati is not earning 14 million. He's earning 9.3 million euros per season. Now, Monaco has agreed to cover half of that. So Monaco will pay Ansu 4.6, with Barcelona paying the other 4.6. And here's the twist. Barcelona technically are still not under the 1-to-1 rule. They're under that 60% rule, so they can only count 60% of the salary that they will be removing. Since they're removing 4.6 million euros that Monaco will be covering, they can only count 60% of that, which is 2.8 million euros. So you say, Mo, then how did we arrive at 8 million euros? Well, Barcelona was paying Ansu 14 million, but when he extended his contract, he started earning 9.3. So right there, Barcelona removed 4.7 million euros per season thanks to the renewal. And now that Monaco will be covering 4.6, but Barcelona can only count 60% of that, which is 2.8. 4.7 plus 2.8 equals 7.5 million euros. So approximately 8 million euros that Ansu Fati will free up on Barcelona's wage bill, which Barcelona could easily use that to register, I don't know, maybe Joan Garcia or part of Nico Williams' salary. So big plus for Barcelona in their efforts to continue to register players. And remember, once Barcelona achieve the 1-to-1 rule, they'll be able to account for the entire 4.6 million euros that Monaco will be covering, not just 60% of that or 2.8. So that figure could rise even more. Now, speaking of Ansu Fati, as you know, Ansu Fati wore the number 10 kit. Now he's gone. So what does that mean? That means that the number 10 is officially available for Lamine Yamal to take over. And as I've reported previously, initially the plan was to give Lamine Yamal the number 10 jersey on the day of his birthday, July 13th. But then Barcelona changed their plans and decided to instead announce it tomorrow before the launch of the home kit, so fans can buy the number 10 kit. But now change of plans again. Because Gigantes, Gerard Romero from Gigantes, has reported that Lamine Yamal has requested from Barcelona that they give him the 10 on his birthday, July 13th. Now, we don't know if Barcelona are actually going to abide by this request. I guess we'll find out tomorrow, because honestly, to me, it makes a lot more sense to announce it tomorrow, right before the home kit goes on sale. That way people can buy Lamine Yamal's number 10 kit. But who knows? Maybe Barcelona will say, okay, fine, Lamine, we'll give it to you, or we'll announce it on your birthday. We'll have to wait and see. But just know that Lamine has made that request. And speaking of Lamine Yamal, Adidas have released a new commercial with Lionel Messi, where Messi was seen writing a letter. The letter reads, "Blame it on the boots." And then in the next frame, we see the envelope, which is addressed to Lamine Yamal. So in other words, Messi kind of sending a letter to Lamine Yamal. Of course, they're both sponsored by Adidas. Both will be wearing the Messi wears the F50 boot, so it looks like Lamine will be wearing it too. So kind of like a, passing the baton kind of commercial from the GOAT to who could, potentially be, I don't want to say replacement, but, the next big star in the world now that Messi is out of the spotlight. And, the commercial comes in perfect timing as Lamine is set to inherit Lionel Messi's number 10 kit. Now, we will end today's video with the news that, ladies and gentlemen, Nico Williams has cut his vacation short. He has flown back to Spain in order to complete his move to Barcelona, because Barcelona will be triggering the release clause of Nico Williams on July 4th, on Friday, July 4th. On America's birthday, Barcelona will trigger Nico Williams' release clause. He has flown back to Spain to sign the power of attorney that would give Barcelona the power to activate the release clause on behalf of the player. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is happening. Nico Williams will become a Barcelona player, despite those reports yesterday saying that Nico Williams was demanding guarantees of registration. Of course, on the podcast, I told you that was not true. It was actually his agent who did that because he was acting under the pressure of Athletic Club de Bilbao. And we now know a little bit more. It looks like Felix Tainta tried to do it in a sneaky way where, he reached an agreement with Deco when Deco flew to Ibiza. Agreement on the salary, years, blah, 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 blah. It was all verbal. Then Felix Tainta went, obviously, put all that on paper. And then he sneakily added the clause that would guarantee Nico Williams' registration upon his signing immediately. As soon as he was signed, he would have to be registered. If he was not registered upon signing, then Barcelona would have to release him for free. So Barcelona would pay 60 million or 62 million euros. Oh, they can't register him right away. Nico gets to leave for free, and Barcelona just threw away 62 million euros, which, of course, Barcelona looked at Felix Tainta and were like, do we look stupid to you? Absolutely not. If you insist on that clause, there's no more deal anymore. So, of course, Felix Tainta had to back away. What a guy. Anyways, that is all for this video. I will be uploading another video shortly, so stay tuned to the channel. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment. And as always, Visca Barça.